Hello! I'm doing a webinar. I've never done a webinar before, but let's see if anyone joins in. If not, hey, Dragon Dust, nice to see you. We're doing just a quick thing about how to get started with Donegood, because I noticed a lot of people are signing up and they seem to be stopping before they get past the first hurdle. So despite all my efforts to make it nice and easy to use, I think I just thought I'd sort of go through it and see how it is. So I've got a presentation, which I'm going to switch to the desktop like this. I'm going to be up here and we're going to press play on here and hopefully everything will work. So get going with Donegood. What does this look like? Okay, cool. I can see it. I've got the iPad going down there, but like this present thing. So what is the problem I'm trying to solve? Well, I've got two main problems I'm trying to solve with this app. One, this, right? When you've got a lot that you want to do, your task list, you start a new fresh task list and you write it all out and it's all nice and you add things to it and it gets to a point you're like, I need another task list. So you create a new task list and you go, oh, I've got another one. And before you know it, you've got post-it notes stuck left, right and centre. You don't know where anything is. You've got all these Trello boards. You've got sort of like issue trackers as well to deal with, and you've got emails coming in, you've got all these different things happening, and you just run into this problem that there's only one of you, and like how can you have to pick one thing at a time, and the more horizontal confusion there is, the more possibilities there are, the harder it is to choose what to do next. There is only one of you, and I'm going to show you what that statement means to me now. So 2019, middle of 2019, I tried to quit contracting. Well, I did quit contracting because I thought, right, I want to focus on what I'm doing. So suddenly I was in total control of all of my time. And so I just wanted to do all the things that I hadn't been able to get to. I know this is kind of a privileged thing, but I think we've all probably got a project or two too many that we're not doing a very good job on. So, but I'll illustrate it to you. So I tracked all my time for this first 6 months, and I can actually show you the thing. Show you this here. So this is oh, actually no, we need to make sure it goes into the right. Here it is. So this is the interactive version. I'll show you. Here's the post. Look, I quit contract six months ago, did this, and basically I wanted to do like everything. Oh, I'm going to try and fix the world. Oh, I'm going to try and I'm going to make this animated video. I'm going to do this YouTube series. I'm going to I'm doing this podcast every week. I've got this happiness tracking app which I'm getting a design done for, and I kind of reach a point with this app where I'm, oh no, I can't do all this on my own, so I get someone in to help me, and then because I'm waiting for someone else, I'm just going to start doing a new thing as well. I'm going to start doing these Instagram vignettes, and I'm going to start doing all this crazy stuff. This is cool. Sorry, but this isn't about me. Like, my point is, I did all this stuff. I added all this extra stuff. I'm going to release a module because I've got all this time. I basically burnt myself out, like, by December. I just burnt myself out. I couldn't work anymore. I tried to do too much. And the other thing I noticed from this, which is more to the point of Donegood, which is, if I'm working on blank state, if I'm working on that animation, I'm not doing anything else that week. This is week by week. If I'm working on my new app and the podcast, that's kind of my whole week. If I took a holiday. If I make a YouTube video, this yellow, I'm not working on the app, am I? I'm only working on the YouTube, and then it sort of overruns, and that ends up taking ages. And meanwhile, like the app work is getting so the things that I want to be focusing on, I can only do one thing at a time, and that's like the fundamental realization here. If I can bring back the keynote. So that was what I realized. I can only do one thing at a time, and because I'm doing switching between a lot of different things, I'm also struggling to oh shit, no, that's annoying, isn't it? the full screen. Should we just drag Keynote to let's drag Keynote so that we can I know what I'll do. I'll make it big. Yeah, sorry, because I'm showing a region of my screen rather than the full screen, so it's a bit so if we don't show the nav, can we just get rid of that? And then if I'll sort of like crop it to the screen, shall I? And then can I hide the tab bar? View, window, tab. Show tab bar? No. Oh, it's not the tab bar, is it? It's the toolbar. Hide toolbar. Hide tab bar. Hide toolbar. Well, I'm glad I noticed that was happening anyway. Right, that's okay, isn't it? We can see what we're doing. So, well, I can't see what the next slide is anymore, but that's fine. So yeah, too many things to do. We're going to need the navigator. There's only one of you, and because I've got like a lot of different tasks, I lose quite a lot of time trying to decide which list to work on. And I'll just quickly show you like how I was tracking that time. So I had all my different projects, my admin, podcast, make a change. I had this homepage where I tried to sort of consolidate it into lists. And I'm not saying you're doing this, but like it's sort of equivalent to. It ended up kind of being equivalent to this. Even though I put all this time into creating a system of tracking it all, but I just ended up with the same problem. So what is Donegood? It's to remove the choice paralysis, and it's to just lean into that limitation that I have. And it's to, when I sit at my desk in the morning, I just want to see this thing. Just do one thing. You don't have to think about anything else yet. Just do this. Do this first. And I go, right, okay, I just got to do this. And I've got an option. Do I want to snooze it? I don't feel like doing it. I can do that. When I've finished it, it shows me the next thing. And that's what Donegood's about. So it's a task list. Wow. No one's ever made a task list before. Well, okay. But it's also a task list that has a built-in commitment to get to each task, like eventually. Because it shows you one thing at a time. It just means that you're going to sort of like, you're not going to be scanning the list, choosing something. It's going to say, here, do this next. And you're going to have to consciously say, okay, and start working on it, or snooze, I'm going to do it tomorrow. You can actually snooze it as long as you want, but you know, it takes a decision to snooze it, and then after you've snoozed it for a few days, you might be like, I'm sick of seeing this. I'm either going to delete it, which is valid, or I'm just going to like do it now. Screw it. Why is this powerful? Because choice takes a lot of effort, and as I said, and because there is the other part of this is there's a timer, there's a time limit. It's time boxed commitment. So the tasks are selected, drag and dust. Literally, the list is it. You put the list in order, and it picks the next one in the list, and you can rearrange the list. Now it gets more complicated with the way I use it because I have multiple lists. So I'm rearranging the list, the order of the list, and rearranging the items in the list. But I used to have a complicated. Now I'm really sorry for the noises outside today, by the way. They have just knocked down a building outside, and it's just been all day. So there's nothing I can do about it really. This thing is just driving past. I did have a camera pointed at it, but anyway. You just make a list, and I'll show you how to do that in a sec. So that's actually it's actually three things, right? Okay, let's come back to this, right? So I'm gonna talk about the thing that was the lightning bolt for me in terms of why this is great. The lightning bolt realization for me was when it comes to admin. I hate doing admin. I hate doing those bits and pieces, those little things like answering an email, like posting something, like listing, booking a driving test, booking a haircut, just doing some research into holidays or something like that. I just hate doing that stuff because and I never knew why until I started using this process. What's annoying is that when you start an admin task, you do not know how long that task is going to take. replying to an email is not just typing out the reply. It's they've asked me when something's going to be ready. Am I going to, like, if I get a lot of emails about my apps, like, does the app support this feature? And I'm like, well, I kind of want it to. Do I implement the feature and then reply saying, here's the feature, in which case it's going to could take me a day, and I get them on test flight and I do all that kind of thing? Or do I say, no, I'm not going to support this feature? Then in that case, it's a quick email. Or I need to research some extra information. I need to just see if this is feasible. Like, first, it could take me all morning. I don't know how long that admin task is going to take. I don't know how long it's going to take me to reply to that email. So you sort of put off doing any admin for ages, and then one day you go, actually, right, I'm going to do some admin. It's getting out of hand. I couldn't sleep last night. And then you start something, and then it just takes your whole day. And you're like, I hate admin. It ruined my day. What's amazing about the time box is if I do half an hour every day, and I take away that choice paralysis of deciding which thing to do, it just shows me the next thing to do each day. I can either spend as long as I can. If something is quick, then I can get through loads and I feel really good that I've just ticked off like 6 admin tasks, the worst kind of tasks. Or if it takes longer, the bell goes off at half an hour and I'm like, okay, snooze that till tomorrow. And I made a dent in it, and now I just resume it tomorrow after the other things I've got to do. So it never takes over my day, and I slowly and bit by bit I get to it, and I start to actually kind of enjoy it, because sometimes you get through quite a lot. So I'm going to just show you some visions of success quickly. Have you ever seen this screen? This is inbox 0. This is what on the Gmail app on the iPhone, if you've got no emails in your inbox, looks like. And I see this every morning. And I like it. I don't know about you. So an inbox, so your inbox is basically someone else. So if you take this approach to email, you can look it up. There's loads of stuff about this. But basically the idea is your inbox is sort of a list of tasks that other people have sent you. And you don't know how long they're going to take. And if you just let them interrupt you all day, then it just completely messes up your day. But if you time box them to like half an hour in the morning, then you can just like get to them at the same time each day, and you're in the right headspace to reply to an email, act on it, do any stuff that's going to take a bit longer than expected, and know that you've got a half-hour time limit. So that means every single day I clear my inbox. That's great, Dragon Dust. I'm very impressed. And then there's also some, and then in like Gmail or like apps that preceded it, like you can snooze it. You can say, I'm going to reply to this at a later date, or you just archive everything, snooze it, or reply to it, and then you've got an empty inbox each day. So that is a very relaxing state of mind. And the same with like WhatsApp, LinkedIn. Like I have to, we'll get into it. The other thing, like I'm a musician. Did I? Oh shit! I don't think I showed you. Pardon my French. This is supposed to be a business. This is the inbox 0. I don't think you saw that. Did you see that? Anyway, this is inbox 0. Oh dear. It's my first webinar. It's fine. Right. That's inbox 0. The second thing. I am a musician, and over the years I've bought a lot of gear. A lot of it I don't use anymore, but a lot of it was like 60 quid, 80 quid, 100 quid, and wasn't really, it's the overhead of like listing it on eBay or somewhere. Yes, it's so annoying that I didn't show the thing. Listing it on eBay is it's a bit time consuming, and like, is it worth it? Is it worth my time to really list something that costs 60 quid? But with this approach to my admin, I just started putting in, right, I want to list, like, say this thing. I'm going to list this Octatrack, because I'm not, well, I bought it, I don't really like it anymore. Let's list it and try and sell it. So I started listing stuff, and I started like every day, like making a chip in, like adding another listing, taking the photo. Sometimes you got to like clean it. Sometimes you got to find it. It's like in a cupboard somewhere. You've got to like put it on a nice backdrop, take some clear pictures of it, and that can take a while. So it took me a while to get those little pictures, but it was time boxed to half an hour, and I'd do my other stuff first each morning, and then I'd get to that. I'd sort of make a bit of a dent in that listing. by the end of the year doing that, I had sold £7,835 25p's worth of bits and pieces. Now, because I was in the habit of listing stuff on Reverb. Reverb's a really nice thing. What I like about Reverb is you list it and you don't put a time limit on it. It just stays on there until someone wants to buy it. And that's actually how I list stuff on eBay as well. Like, I just put it on and I don't do a bidding thing. I just leave it on indefinitely. And that's how I sold the laptop. Like, 8 months after listing it, eventually you find someone is someone is looking for a laptop and that's a good price and it has the features they need, and then you just sell it for the price. And I sold like a guitar basically for probably half of this was one sale, but because I was just able to leave it listed on there indefinitely. But I put it up there, I listed it, I tried to do a good job of listing it. But point is, I turned like all this junk into some money, and all I had to do was consistently turn up. So how long have we been going? 25 minutes. That's long. So let's have a look at Donegood. Let me show you how. So the way, I mean, I when I first did this, it was part of my a part of this system, but I wanted to turn it into an app that other people could use. So let's go to incognito and go to donegood.app. So this tells you can see, it tells you all about it. Stuff about me, stuff about this, Tamir. If you're kind of coming from the mailing list, you'll already have seen this. But let's sign up. So my email is going to be, let's be Mr. Peanut. I'm going to be Mr. Peanut. And we're going to call Mr. Peanut at somewhere. Well, let's say somewhere.com. I'm going to give myself a password. Well, let's call it Mr. Peanut at nutspeanut.com. No, I want it at peanut.com. Okay, this is going to go to some random person. They'll be fine. I hope it doesn't get reported spam. I like this email, Mr. at peanut.com. Okay, let's do that. We're just going to do it. Register. I'm going to register, and it's going to say, okay, you need to confirm your email. Now, luckily, I have superpowers because I made it, so I can quickly find out that confirmation email. It should be here. Just give it a sec. Mr. Peanut is waiting to. Right, here it is, and I'm just gonna. All right. Well, actually, I should show you this. What you get is an email that says, "Confirm your email address to complete Donegood registration," and it says, "Thank you for signing up." But then it says, "Are you at your desk?" Now, are you at your desk ready to make a plan? Because if you're like on a phone, it's a bit more fiddly to use Donegood, and I want you to be sat down first thing in the morning and really thinking about what you need to do before you start using this. So you can either say let's get started straight away, or you can schedule it for later today or at the weekend. It'll send you a reminder email. But we're going to say yes, get started. I'm just going to put that there. And here we are, we're in Donegood. And it says, thanks for confirming your email. That is going to annoyingly stick around until I refresh, so I'm just going to refresh. So here we are, we're in Donegood. What do? We create our first list. So a list needs a name. We've been talking about admin a lot, so let's do that. Admin is splendid. It gives you some examples, but let's just do that. Now, first task. Tasks. Let's talk about tasks in Donegood. Right, a task is, we're going to make a task list. So let's do clear inbox. This is my favorite task. And this means I have more friends than I used to, because I actually email people and I reply to their emails, and here we go, clear inbox. We can do that. There's a button here. When it's selected, doesn't repeat. We're going to repeat every 1 day. Save duration, repeats every day. Okay, so that's our inbox. Now, is it a one-off? Yes, it repeats. Now, when I was preparing for this, I realized that I make you put in 3 tasks, which is actually quite difficult. So let's try like research holiday. So I want to go on holiday. So let's why don't we just go like flights to, where do we want to go? Any suggestions? Germany? Hong Kong. Let's say the Maldives. Oops. Yeah, we're on incognito. Flights to the Maldives. I'm thinking of going, I don't know, should we say October the 8th, the 15th? Okay, so we're looking at flights. But well, we don't want to get sucked into this, but we've made a bit of progress. So I'm going to copy that URL, and I'm going to go into Notes, and I'm going to use something called Markdown to create flights on Google, and I'm going to make a link. Right, press Escape. There it is. I've got a link. So Markdown syntax. You can look it up. Basically, let's do cheat. I haven't actually done this in advance, but let's have a look. So headings, we can do hash. Let's say Maldives. Is that how you spell Maldives? Right, flights to the Maldives on Google. Like, we could also go. We could click in here. We could go. We could put a heading in. Press it. So there's that, and then, but maybe it's like, well, what about New York, right? And then we could put some bullet points in with a star. Check flight. Check hotels. But anyway, like we know. We've got that. So now when I see this task, it's going to have some headings and some things, and a link is square brackets and then a bracket afterwards, and you can have a link. And say if you wanted to like inspire yourself, let's go Hong Kong. Say you want to inspire yourself with an image in that task. Let's maybe take, I liked I mean, it's nice from up here. So we could just copy that image address. We could use the image syntax. And we could go exclamation mark, open, close, paste that in. And look, now we've got a picture in our task list. So that's kind of cool, isn't it? So let's just add one more thing in. Right, what else do we need to do? Let's say reach out to a friend, and I'm gonna say I want to. You see, I've made this a bit big, haven't I? Let's just you wouldn't usually do quite so much straight off, but let's just get rid of the Maldives as an option. Reach out to a friend, and let's say I want to do this every week. So save duration now. I can reach out to a friend every week. All right. So and you can reorder that list to do it in the order that you want to do it. Oh wait, no, it's only 25 past. We were only going 15 minutes. So here's my task list. Okay, my list is ready. Now what? Now this is almost the hardest part. When are you going to work on this list? Now, it's my admin list. I would like to do it either like first thing. Let's say first thing in the morning. Well, maybe not first thing. Maybe mornings, or maybe it's just like something you do on Saturday afternoons at the weekend or something. Maybe it's something you do at your lunch. Let's say you've got a job you want to do at your lunchtime. Nah, I think it's nice to do this in the mornings. So I'm going to do it in the mornings. So right, okay. So I've got to clear my inbox every morning now. That's scary, but that's it. So when is your morning? Just to confirm. Like so 9:30 is gonna send me a reminder about this. So but maybe I start at like 8. Maybe I want it to show me that morning thing at 8. That's fine too. So we're going to click here. It's going to create your targets, and essentially you're kind of locked in now. It's going to send you a reminder, but I thought that would so it will make me add the time. So we're just going to click add to say we're going to do some of this today. I feel like that could be smoother, but hey, you know. need to get some people using it, so I'm going to show you how to use it the way it works at the moment. This is the problem with having made something, is like every time you see something that isn't 100% perfect, you're like, oh, I'll just go and change that. Or sometimes you just explain the strangenesses, and that's just as good. So get comfortable. This is how Donegood looks when you're working. You don't have to figure out what to do next. Donegood will tell you. This is your task timer. Your target for today is 30 minutes. This is how long you spent on your current task, and this is how long you spent on this list today. Here's how it will look when you're nearly finished for the day. So it's going to come all the way around. You're at 90%. And here's how it looks with a pro feature. So if you have multiple lists, this is where this sort of view comes in. You can talk to me through this button. You can click on this and it will give you a little bot, and I literally immediately get like a notification in Slack if you talk to me on that. So here we go. You're not tracking your time. This is how it's going to go. You're just going to go. So you're going to turn up at your desk in the morning. You're going to get an email saying, "Hey, it's time," and you're going to sit at your desk and you go, "Right, time to clear the inbox." And the nice thing, you start the timer and then you know exactly how long it took, because that is a really useful thing. So that's another thing that sort of came out of all this is, I know exactly how much time I've spent on everything. I love knowing how much time I've spent on anything. So you can get that with Donegood as well. So clear inbox. So we do that. We go away and maybe we spend like 20 minutes sending emails, things like that. We come back. I'd like to, maybe I should like, so if I click on this, I've changed my mind. I just want it to be 1 minute because we're just doing a demo. So here we go. So let's say, okay, I've cleared my inbox. Cool. Okay, now I'm going to reach out to a friend, and I'm like, who am I going to reach out to? I guess, I don't know, I could reach out to Shaz. Well, I could reach out to, I could reach out to another Michael, or maybe Ian. I don't know. I could reach out to, who do I want to talk to? Linga? I don't know. Like, so just think of some ideas. So the next time I come to the task, I'll kind of have an idea of what to do. And did you hear that just ding then? So I hit my, like if you have, I guess you can't, it will notify you on the desktop and you'll hear a sound. When your time is up, you'll get a desktop notification. You didn't see it because it's in incognito though. Okay, so I've sort of thought of who I might reach out to, but I'm just going to like snooze that for now. Or I might just pause it and it's going to say, hooray, you're done for the day. And that's really your commitment for getting going with Donegood. So with that all said, does that make sense? I'm going to need some participation from Dragon Dust if you're here, because otherwise this is going to be embarrassing. What do you think? Have you got any questions? You can keep going if you want. And you can snooze a task, and then you get to your research holiday. You can keep editing that as you go, all that kind of thing. Thanks. So that's all you got to do. So I think the hardest part with all this, is, oh, no, we've forgotten a whole step. Right. Before you start, the other main thing you need to do is get your phone out and sign in on your phone. So we're going to go to Donegood.app. Sorry, I did a demo. Let's say you sign in on your phone. Now, this is the wrong one, but we're just going to go with it. We're going to hit this button here. We're going to say add to home screen. And we're going to add it. So we've added like 3 tasks, but we're going to keep thinking of little things we need to do all day. So we need to add it to our phone, right? So I keep mine here. Is that true? Let's see. I do, look. See? There it is. It's oh no, you couldn't see that. I keep it on my phone right there. So we let's just, sorry, we need to log in again on here. Let's do it at peanut.com, and then we just do that, and then we say remember me. Yeah, here we go. It says I've finished, but we can keep going, and here we are. So to add a new task or to edit your list, you click like this. You can see the snoozed ones. So it snoozes it until tomorrow. Another thing you can do is, like, if you aren't quite ready to do this yet, you can actually like choose a date that you want to start it as well. But there's your admin list like that. So on your phone to add a task, and this is a case of, all right, the easiest way to do it is you click on there, and then with your phone keyboard you press return, and then that's going to make a new task underneath, and then you can go I don't know, wash the dog, and then just that's it, that's in now, and you can just like tap away and it'll be there. So when we come back here, we'll see wash the dog is in there. So that's the only other thing. Get it on your phone, put it on your phone so that you've always got this list to hand. Or another way you can do it is you can write it down in another task list, and just have a task in your Donegood to copy the stuff over from the other task list. That's valid as well. But I like having it just on the phone. Yeah, it's just definitely you've got to get it on your phone. Otherwise, it's just nice to have it on you. So there we go. Now, I see a couple of questions. So it's a web app, yeah. It's not a native app. I have a strong temptation to make a native iOS app that like is a cross-platform, like Mac app, iPad, iPhone app, because I think this would be a really nice native app. But I can't really justify the investment until I have some users and can prove that anyone else wants this, because yes. Pricing. You said Dragon Dust says also pro features. What pricing model? So you get one list for free, but after a certain point you're going to want to start organizing more than one list, so you can allocate like half an hour to admin, and then maybe you've got a side project and you want to allocate like 2 hours to this side project on a Sunday or every evening, or 4 hours on Saturdays or whatever. So you want to do another list that's going to have a separate task list, and then so that Donegood can be smart about scheduling your time. If you need more lists, that's the plan. So it's a subscription. You can either get 3 lists and the day planning feature, and it's a bit cheaper if you pay up front, or if you get pro, then you get unlimited lists and some weird little extras, and I probably need to do lots more marketing copy to explain all this, but basically it unlocks the ability to use it the way I use it, which is, this is what my day looked like. So I did admin for half an hour, I did the podcast, ended up taking 2 hours 24 minutes. I shipped a new app which took that. So each of these is a task list. That's the podcast is recurring, so it's currently you don't see anything but my shoot users. It's kind of looking like that. And then I did my reporting. I do a video on this channel every week. And then this is I should probably have scheduled more time for this. In fact, I'm going to say this is more like 2 hours, 2.5 hours today. So that's going to make that take up a bit more time. So I think we're more than 69% through. Let's make it 1.5 hours. This also, if we come down here, we can edit. Here's all my different lists. I can drag them around. I can change the order, right? And it'll kind of know what I want. I can also review my time, so that we've got. Ooh, is this? Sorry. Is my computer? It is good, I promise. We can see. Here is. Right, here's what my week looks like. I can actually edit the days, weeks in advance, and I can see all my lists like this and see what's going on in my life. So this is the pro feature. And this is because I use this app for everything. It's got some pro stuff. But back to the webinar. To start off with, you might just want another list, and that's what that unlocks. Also, I've got this procrastinate button. I'm currently procrastinating, or I've got a take a break button. But yeah, that's the stuff. But really, it's just about. I think I'm going to remove a couple of these things because they don't really help with the confusion. What I woke up thinking this morning was I kind of want to do it like if you invite someone else, then you get a free, and they sign up, then you get a list for free. So that's something to maybe think about if this webinar generates any interest. But yeah, I've got all these different lists, and then I've got my insights is the other main thing. So here is how it's going a bit slow because of OBS. I think if we look up here, Chrome is. I think it's this coder is starting to max out my CPU. Right. If I show you some of my previous weeks, it was a bit. I was doing quite a lot of different things, and it was getting. Oh, this is. This is a bit weird. Let's just come back to this week. This is how I like to. This is what I've settled into. I've got my Squares TV task, which I do half the time, and Surfshoot uses, which is basically adding features and things. So this is how my weeks look. It's been a big week actually. I've got the podcast on Fridays. I do some admin reporting on Fridays. And here's my morning admin: clear inbox, audit priorities, book a theory test, blah blah blah. And then here's my week by week, and you basically, that's the other thing that the Pro unlocks, is you get to sort of see exactly how you spent all your time. And because I use this, I'm always like tinkering with it because I want something. So I built this for me, but I really think there is something to this concept. That it was just that, like I said, it was that like lightning strike moment. Admin is a nightmare because I don't know how long it's going to take. And then so time boxing is great. The other thing is, okay, if I want to get good at an instrument, I should practice for half an hour every day. Just having this is my practice time, let's set a timer. It's just useful, and then you can start building up that like record. Okay, I've actually practiced for like 4.5 hours this week. That's brilliant. So you get to sort of like keep that, like you remember all the stuff you've done. So that is all we've got for today. If you need anything, help at Donegood, or literally just use the button. This is probably an easier way. You don't even have to be signed in. If we just go to Donegood.app, wait, is that an incognito? Oh, the incognito is shared. That's interesting. I didn't realise. Yeah, if we go Donegood.app, then it should always be on there. So wherever you are, whether you're signed up or not, there'll be a little thing. If you want to ask about anything, if something's confusing, just I'll be available. So I am going to get back to. Oh, this is because I did take a break. Let's just bring back Donegood work. Let's make it. It was supposed to be 2 hours. That's what's happened here. Let's make sure we're on the webinar still. And this is how you get started. The hardest thing, definitely, and it was actually kind of a weird, help at Donegood app. So I did actually realise as I was like putting this together today that I know a lot of people have dropped off before creating their first task list, and being asked to put 3 tasks is actually quite hard. I was like, what am I going to put here? And you could see I was like scrambling. So what you should probably do is, if you've already got a task list, just copy in the task list that you already have, so I think that's probably the easiest way to do it. I should probably have said that earlier. If you do that, then it'll be a lot easier to get started and start getting the benefits. So if you've got your list for the day, just use that. Put it in, just give it a go, get started, get it on your phone, and just let me know how you get on. And I will publish this video on the channel. But yes, unless there's any more questions, I'll give that a second or two. If not, I am going to finish up and chalk this up to mostly a reasonable success. Thank you very much, Dragon Dust, for hanging around, and hopefully see you soon. All right, take care. Bye. Have a nice weekend, and come to Donegood.app.